This is a live look from the audit that's taking place at the Coliseum that has the eyes of the country on Arizona. The audit now in its fourth full day.
Team 12's Bram Resnick is live at the State Fairgrounds where the audit is taking place. Bram.
At Caribe, I spoke with a ballot observer today who told me she was horrified by what she saw at the audit. She says ballot counters were told that speed was more important than accuracy, and the procedures seem to change day to day. We should be learning more about those procedures thanks to a judge's ruling today. A Maricopa County judge's ruling Wednesday could reveal how the Senate Republicans' auditor is handling your ballot. Judge Daniel Martin rejected audit leader Cyber Ninja's request to keep its procedures a secret. Documents explaining those procedures could be made public as soon as noon on Thursday. The judge also denied the Arizona Democratic Party's request to stop the audit. And he ordered Senate Republicans to allow Democratic Secretary of State Katie Hobbs or her representatives to inspect the audit site. Another new development today. This was the first full day that media cameras were allowed inside Veterans Memorial Coliseum to observe the audit. One of the things we picked up, these transmitters used to ensure no one on the audit floor is using a cell phone. They're banned from the Coliseum.
This is the Full Service, and I am Mr. Full Service, where we bring you the full truth that's full of details and full of information just for you. So let's talk about the audit in Maricopa County. Now, as you know, the forensic audit has been going on in Maricopa County, ran by Cyber Ninjas. Cyber Ninjas is a Florida-based cybersecurity company ran by Doug Logan. Doug Logan was one of the biggest supporters of the Stop the Steal movement. Now, the Senate in Maricopa County, or the Senate in Arizona, was the one who actually commissioned the forensic audit by Cyber Ninjas, and they actually granted them $150,000. So they actually hired on a few other companies, such as Wake Technology Services, based out of Pennsylvania, that helped the Pennsylvania election, the Virginia-based Cipher Company, and Texas Digital Discovery. So they are going to be going over 2.1 million ballots, and they also got access to the tabulation machines. Now, the Secretary of State, who is Katie Hobbs, says this seems like such a farce. And the Senate Minority Leader, Rebecca Rios, actually said this entire charade is just to keep the flames of fraud lit. But here's my question. Why are you so opposed to it? Did you know they tried to hire over 100 lawyers to keep this audit from happening? My biggest concern is if there's nothing to hide, why try to hide? What are you trying to make sure that people don't get to see? Of course, we know that they already had 2 audits, but they weren't exactly forensic and they weren't exactly bipartisan. They didn't go through every single ballot. So if you really want people to believe in the integrity of the 2020 election, then you have to allow things like this to take place because that gives you transparency. And I don't want to hear any of this, we are undermining the integrity of the election, when for the past 4 years we've heard nothing but Russian collusion this. The Russians interfered with the 2016 election. Hillary Clinton should have beat Donald Trump. So now the tables have turned, and I don't want to hear the hypocrisy. Now, it should be noted that while we're talking about trying to hide things, that Cyber Ninjas actually tried to hide its methodology. But a judge actually ruled that they had to reveal their methodology and what they actually were including in what they counted as a fraudulent ballot. And so all those details and such have been released to the public. Also, the judge ordered that observers be allowed in since the Secretary of State was not. Those observers include Ryan Macias, who was the one who actually certified the voting machines, Jennifer Morrell, and also Liz Howard.
Arizona continues to garner national attention for the controversial ballot recount, which has been cloaked in secrecy. The public is now getting its first look at the methods and policies being used by a company Senate Republicans hired called Cyber Ninjas.
All this comes a day after a Superior Court judge ordered that company to release those documents. Political editor Dennis Welch has been looking them over. What'd you find, Dennis?
Well, first of all, you just got to tell our viewers here that there was the state Democratic Party that have been suing for this information. Now, they were concerned about ballot security as well as voter privacy rights, whether or not they were being violated. Now, again, you mentioned Cyber Ninja had been fighting to keep these documents, keep these records from going public. But today, they released those documents and issued a statement on Twitter. Now, that statement reads, in part, that today's release is, quote, part of its ongoing efforts to be transparent. Now, as far as the documents themselves, one of the subcontractors working on this audit goes into granular detail about how the ballots should be counted and how they should keep the tallies. It also outlines that only green and red pens can be used because blue and black ink can damage the actual ballots themselves. But note that the policy was updated April 23rd, and that is after news broke that auditors were seen with blue-colored pens on the floor of the audit.
We actually had outlined the ink color issue in the list of concerns that we sent to Senator Fan at the beginning of March. And if they had looked at that, this maybe wouldn't have been an issue as well.
Now, whether or not they actually have experience is actually what is being debated. Whether or not Cyber Ninjas is certified or qualified to actually do this forensic audit. But that's why they actually brought in the other companies that have more experience, whereas Cyber Ninjas is more of a cybersecurity firm. So all in all, if I were you, I would be watching what's going on in Arizona, Maricopa County very, very carefully. Also, you can actually watch a live feed of the audit at azaudit.org. The reason why I say you should definitely be watching is because what if it's true? What if there are hundreds of thousands of fraudulent ballots? What if that state swings back red? What does that mean for the future? What does that mean for the other states? Will there be more of these kind of audits being done? We don't know. That's why we watch. We have to watch and observe. But I'll tell you now, I'm quite interested. And I will definitely be keeping up with what's going on. And in doing so, I will also be keeping you guys up and current on what is going on in Maricopa County. Because I look at this like playing dominoes. If it's true and this one falls, guess what? There'll be another one right behind it. So we'll just have to wait and see and pray for the best. So, like I said, this is Mr. Full Service. This has been the Mr. Full Service Show. Make sure you stay tuned. We will be bringing you updates, and we will actually be posting every Monday. So thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.